Welcome back, everybody. Sprocket here. So, I wanted to give you a couple of tips here. So, these here, again, are the wheels for my Skylark, rally wheels. See? Sorry about how close it is. It's in my lap, and this is a phone, and it's just going to be close. Just no way of getting around it. But anyhow, I wanted to... How's the best way to put this? Basically, if you're looking to get an old set of wheels, you found a really good deal like I did on these. One thing I want to make sure to impart to you, be very, very careful, because as you can see, the inside of these are most often, very neglected. That's why they get all flaky and crusty like this. So anywhere the tire needs to seal. Now, people think about this area when they think about the tire sealing, okay? But here's the thing. All of this in here and down here where the welds are, all of that has to be intact for that tire to seal as well, and that's an often overlooked area. So if you go to look at a set of these and you see that it's really badly pitted in here and it's eaten out and falling apart, I would suggest move on. Don't even bother. This one here, yeah, it had a little bit of pitting, a little bit of flaking, but it wasn't real deep, so I wasn't that worried about it. But something else, while you're cleaning these things up, where this thing is going to mount against the drum, in my case, or if you've got disc brakes in the front, the rotor, you want to make sure this area right here is as clean from rust as you can get it. Now the reason for that is any of your rust pitting and what I would consider rust bulging, of course that goes back to my working on trailer days, but anyhow, what will happen is when you compress this and put the wheel on to the vehicle, tighten down the lug nuts, what happens is that rust compresses. Now if there is any gap, like for instance, like if you don't clean it up like I'm doing, and then you've got, of course, steel is in layers, so as it rusts, those layers will separate and it becomes from this and it starts going like this. Then you tighten that wheel up, compresses it a little bit. Now what happens when that stuff starts breaking loose from vibration, driving and braking in the heat cycles, hot and cold from the brakes heating up, is that'll start to go away, and then what will happen is your lug nuts will start getting loose. So you want to make sure, like I said, get these things right here. This is where it mounts right against. It's the only place, these 5 spots. That's the only part that holds this thing tight against the drum or the hub of the car. So you want to make sure that those are as clean as you can get them. And like I said, this area is often neglected because it's out of sight, out of mind, can't see it, so don't worry about it. Well, you should worry about it, because like I said, if any of this is eaten out real bad, what'll happen, again, from the vibration is stuff could break loose, and then what'll happen, pinholes. Then you got a flat tire. You can't figure out why it's going flat. The bead's sealed, the valve stem sealed. Oh, I've got a pinhole in the wheel, which means you either need to weld it or it's time to scrap it and get some new ones. Now, of course, some of you out there would be like, why don't you just get new ones? Well, like I said, I got a really good deal on these, so I'll put the time into them, because just one of these wheels is somewhere in the neighborhood of about 150 bucks. And I got all 4 of them for 100. Plus they're originals. So it was made of better material, because I've noticed with a lot of new stuff the material is just not up to par as far as the quality. But these, they're originals. They were made back in 70... wait, it's in here. Hang on. Let me find it. Where is it? Somewhere in here it has an actual... Now, it might be part of these numbers right here. I'm not exactly sure what those mean, except for a couple of them. I know that one. That's 14 by 6. That's the rim size. But as far as a lot of these other ones, I'm not sure. They could be the stamp codes of when this thing was made. But regardless, It was made way back when. These aren't remanufactured or what they call reproductions. These are originals. So anyhow, I just thought I would give you a little bit of advice, a few tips and tricks. So that's it for now. Have a good one.